Hi there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. And this week I am making a super fun card, and I can't show you what it looks like because I gave away my sample. So I have a picture of it on my monitor right now, but it uses the Stitch Stars dies, not the bundle. And it uses metallic foil. So be prepared for some glare. I'll try and keep it to a minimum. But let's get our craft on. So to start, what I did was I took some acetate that I had gotten from the clearance rack not too long ago, and I basically just die cutted, if that's a word. I die cut each one of the stars into this so that I create a mask. So there are 3 of the stars on this card that we're gonna need this method for, but there are a few that we just need stitched and cut out of our cut out with our die cuts. So I'm gonna speed through the part where I'm just cutting, and I'll come back to you when I've got the mask part ready. Okay, so I've got all my die cutting ready. I'm not going to put them on on my grid paper yet because I don't want you to be blinded by the light like you probably just were. So we're going to use a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and right now this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so what we are going to do is there are a couple of things I want to put onto my cardstock before I start gluing the die cuts. I don't want any bumps under there. So the first thing I want to do is I want to emboss a star. I'm pretty sure it's that one. It ends up being pretty big. Second thought, let's do that one. So what we're going to do is, right now this is just a mask, right? So I am going to take my Versamark and just kind of pounce it in there, ensuring that I only stay in that one star. I don't go to these 2. And you will notice if you do something like this that you do get slight marks from the stitching. You're not going to be able to see it on here, I'll tell you that right now. But when we get to the darker colors, you'll be able to see the stitching lines, and that doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, then perhaps don't use the stitch stars to make your mask. Just take a dry brush here and get rid of that. I did not use my embossing buddy first, so that's my fault. Now there's one other star that I want to emboss, so I'm going to do that at the same time, and then we'll just use the heat tool once. So that was silver embossing powder. This one I am using the shimmery white. And I've said it before, I'll say it a million times. Make sure you shake it every time you use it. I don't know if you saw at the beginning, or a minute ago, there is an awful lot of a dark gray in there. You can probably see it right there. I know there's a shadow, but if you don't mix it up, you're going to end up with a really dark gray where it should be like white, iridescent white. Okay, so that other star is pretty much the same size, but it's over here. Let's do a smaller one. Trying to keep it so that the mask doesn't wreck that one over there. So again, we're just going to pounce our Versamark. And this one isn't as obvious as the silver star is. I missed a little point on there, but it's going to be covered up, so no need to worry. But you could line your template up in the same spot again. I wish that the camera could capture just how beautiful that is when it's done, but the photo I have of this card, which I can share with you when I'm done here, you can barely see it. And so the reason I don't have a sample is at our recent holiday bingo, which was on September 21st, there was one attendee that went above and beyond. We moved her not once, not twice, but I think 3 times. And she said, you know, I deserve a star for this, or a gold star or something. So I said to her later, I'm like, so it's not a gold star, but here, this is for you. So that will mean a little more when you see the finished product. But before I forget, the Stamping Society this month is Pigment Sprinkles, and if you would like to see how I made this adorable card, hop on over to my YouTube channel. It uses these stitch stars, so there's another idea if you have these, or if you are now going to be ordering these. Just hop on over to stampedaf.ca and you will find my video link there, or YouTube Stamped AF. Okay, so let's heat set these. I'm going to warm up my heat tool and just let this run for a minute. There is one more that we're going to do with the mask before we start adhering our metallic stars. Sorry. Now what I'm going to do is, the first time I did the card, I used my acetate mask. What I'm going to do is make a Post-it mask this time. You may be wondering why, but you'll know very soon. Okay, so taking a Post-it note, make sure that you line it up near the top so that it sticks to your paper at least at some point. So now we are going to put this down. We've only got the sticky part up at the top, so we can put some washi tape on other places if need be. Just so it doesn't move around too much. And we're not going to end up seeing very much of this star. Now what we need is a blending brush, so use whatever brush you are most comfortable with. This is just a cheap one from Amazon. And we are going to use Sahara Sand. And we're just going to ink it up, being very careful to hold down the Post-it where we are blending, just so that it doesn't go underneath. Because while most of this won't be showing, there will be some where we want a clean edge. Okay, now don't take that off yet. I almost forgot the next step. You're still going to want that on there. Getting ahead of myself. Now, if you can tell, that was not clean going into it, so that would be why I didn't get the best blend. I don't usually put my brushes away dirty, but apparently I was in a rush. So that is not a true Sahara Sand, but so be it. Okay, now we are going to go to Soft Suede. Because I don't know about you, but to me, Soft Suede goes perfectly with gold. We are going to use Itty Bitty Christmas, only because I don't have the So Many Stars stamp set. And we are going to use Celebrate the Season, which I think is my favorite sentiment from this stamp set. And we're gonna start stamping. Can you see all the navy on there? What a dipstick. Okay, so now we're just gonna start stamping. And try and move it around so you don't get the same letters at each point like that. Be careful around that edge. You don't want to have it go on the main part of the card. If you need, bring in another Post-it. Just have a small one over here. So at no point can you read the full sentiment, but that's okay. I just like the look that it gives. And when people see it, they're going to wonder how you did it. I can't believe how different this star looks. It's got blue and Sahara Sand. feel free to stamp something on the inside. I'm going to leave this one blank. This is actually for a team member of mine that just qualified. So if you are new to Stampin' Up! Or not a demonstrator and don't know what that means that she either purchased or sold 900 CSV, which is commissionable sales volume. So she gets a bonus for that. I get a bonus for that. It's awesome. Now, here comes the fun. We get to start adhering all of this. So we're going to start with this large champagne outline star. And I'm casing myself here, so if you see me hesitate, it's because I'm looking at my sample on my computer. We're gonna have it so that some of that sticks out. If you have, with the foil, if you get a little piece that gets adhesive on it, I never use my adhesive eraser on that because I find that it dulls the finish. What I recommend instead is an alcohol wipe, and it'll take it right off of there without affecting the finish of your paper. Okay, now the rest of it, we need some dimensionals. So we need that one star that was the same, that was the cutout for that one. Put one full dimensional in the middle, and then some minis on each of the points. So before I go any further, I am going to use some shimmer spray to just add a bit of shimmer and make anything like that less obvious. So I'm using Champagne Mist, and this is mixed with 70% rubbing alcohol. I fill it about 3/4 of the way, and then just add a few drops of the shimmer paint, and then just give it a few spritzes. And that will help to kind of bring the shine back, as well as camouflage any boo-boos. I'll add some glue on those two parts later. Now, the final touch before we mount this to a card base is we are going to use these designer elements, one in each of the 3 colors. So we want a gold, a copper, and a silver. There's the gold. Here's a silver and a copper. I may not have any copper left. I used them for our Come Together class that Kelly Atchison and I did. Nope, I don't have any left. So we're gonna use another gold, and we're gonna put that guy over here. Now you could probably color it with blends, but I'm not gonna go that far. I'm happy with it being gold. But these things, you would never guess the weight of these things. They are pretty significant embellishments. So speaking of embellishments, if you make a $50 order before taxes and shipping, you can choose any of my current videos within the last month. So choose between September 7th and October 7th, and you will get a make and take packet for that video. Or if you spend $100 before taxes and shipping, you can choose a make and take packet and you will get a free packet of the embellishment of the month. So for the month of October, that is the holiday rhinestones. So if you have any questions, just send me an email at stampedaf@gmail.com, send me a messenger, send a carrier pigeon, however you want to do it. But that is the dealio, and that also is all for today. If you have enjoyed this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love for you to become one. If you need any of the products that I've featured in this video, you can shop with me. The link will be below. And if you would like to get a discount on your own products, then consider joining my team, and you can use it for your own discount. You can shop for family and friends, or you can run it as a business. The choice is totally yours. So that is all for this week. We'll see you soon. Bye, my friends.